Welcome to Screenwriters Beat! We still have the fanciest graphics ever!
We do!
Oh, they're the best! I love
They're
those
the best.
graphics.
They can't ever change.
Never, ever, ever.
Well, guys, we're back again for another episode of Screenwriters Beat, episode 34.
Hey. Wow.
Today's episode is about good titles. Vital, very important tool.
Very.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great. Well, and we're really happy to be back again in front of everybody out there, all those great screenwriters, and we thank you for coming back. My very talented panel of working screenwriters. Say hi to Eric Ingram.
Hello, screenwriting world and my illustrious panel. Hello, good to see you all again, of course. 34 people. This is not easy. A lot of shows don't get to the 20s. Here we are in the 30s.
The 30s. I actually didn't think I could come up with 30 or even like 5 or 10 ideas. Wow.
Wow, fantastic job, man. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you. But thank you, and thank you, Heidi Master Giovanni, for being back again.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, audience. I love you guys. I love talking about writing with you.
Same here. Margaret Risley from Australia. How's things?
Hi, everyone. Always a pleasure to be here. Always fun to talk to my lovely panelists and the lovely Anne, who keeps us all in check and talking and shuts us up every so often.
I do try to keep it to a time limit. Okay. Thanks for being back. Nicole Keebler, also from far away in Canada. Woo-hoo.
Far away. It's so close. What are you talking about? Vermont border is like an hour away.
We can at least walk to you. Walk to Margie.
This is true. It would be a long walk, mind you.
We'd have to swim a little. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It would be a long walk. Anyways, great to be here with all of you, and great to be here with our audience, whom we love.
Yes. Well, happy to have everyone here, and let's dive right in this topic of good titles, because it's one of your very first marketing tools is for someone to go, wow.
Yep.
And I guess we'll get into what makes a good title, but I want to start off that I've always thought the best title ever was Legally Blonde.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's funny, you get an idea what it's about, and what else, Heidi? What else are we looking for in a good title?
It has to convey the genre.
Yeah.
And it is, in fact, absolutely your first calling card. So it has to have whoever's hearing it or reading it say, oh my God, I got to find out what that's about. I would submit to you that one of the absolutely best titles ever created is The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah, you know what that is.
That's it. What do we do? I got to find out what that is. I have to.
You know what you're going to go see, right?
Yep.
Right, Nicole?
Yes.
Absolutely. And I think I'm a real proponent, though, of short titles. I like 1 or 2 words. I tend to try and steer away from anything longer than that. Although there are definitely good titles out there with 3 or 4 words, but nothing, you don't want anything with 5 or 6 or 7 words at all. Everything that's out there now is like Inception, Deception, Conception, Detergent, like everything's like 1 word,
Yeah.
Whiplash,
Did you say
Whiplash.
Detergent. Whiplash.
Detergent.
Yes, she said detergent. It's a new movie coming to you. Not a good title.
That's actually Chris Soke's title when I was commenting on Insurgent and.
It's the 3rd movie in the Insurgent, the Divergent series.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, Eric, tell us titles. How do you approach them?
Usually for me they come. Like either they come first, and then there's usually a little irony, or there's usually a little opposite. So that's kind of what every title that was just said is like 40-year-old and virgin. They don't go together. What was the other one? Legally Blonde, right? What's the stereotype about blondes? They're not supposed to be smart, all this kind of stuff, right?
Right.
Boom. It tells you. It should tell you the story. But it's also very genre specific, which I think a lot of titles aren't. So you kind of get confused. And then maybe you read the log line or you see a trailer and you're like, oh, that's what it's about. But it should be as soon as I hear the title, I should see a movie in my head almost.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I think.
Ideally, if you can.
Yeah. Right.
You can't always do that. So what's our next choice, Margie?
Are you looking for another title? Like Back to the Future, I think that's a good one. It's intriguing. Yeah.
So you might not instantly see that movie, but you might want to check it out because you're like, what is it?
That's right. And Finding Nemo, that's another one, who's Nemo, what is Nemo, missing. It's a bit intriguing, yeah. And for me, like, to find titles, it's tough. It really is tough to get the right one, but when you hit on it, you really know it. It just resonates because it tells you something about the story, about the tone, about the genre. Yeah, they're tough, and sometimes it comes from dialogue within the story. So, yeah. But like Eric, sometimes a title will just pop out, and other times you just have to really fight for it. But sit with it.
Heidi, do you have that? Do you have to struggle over titles ever? Or?
I'm like Eric. I swear. I know this is cart before the horse, but titles come first to me, and then stories match the. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know.
Do you have some good titles sitting around? I mean, obviously don't.
I love my Verdine and Glenita and A Town Called Peculiar. And when I say it's the people I'm working with who came up with those. So, Verdine and Glenita themselves deserve the full credit. So yeah.
It's definitely senses a genre with it, which I agree. That's probably the first thing.
Have to.
Any tales of woe, Nicole? Have you ever struggled over a title and said, I'll come back and do it later?
Oh, you mean Untitled 1, Untitled 2, Untitled 3, Untitled 4? I've had many rebirths in my titles, and some of them I look back on and think, well, like, what was I thinking? But it seems so good at the time. But I do find, like, once the title is found, then it's like it breathes its own name somehow. It's like, okay, this is me.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Heidi said, A Town Called Peculiar. That is a great title. What is one of your best titles, or worst, whichever you feel like sharing?
For me?
For your own.
I would say I don't have that many screenplays, but I like Demonic because it speaks to the genre. It's horror. It's about a demon, but it's also a sort of psychological thriller that has to do with Jungian psychology, which speaks to the demonic in all of us, which is the darkness in us, that we don't look at and that we refuse to see. So it's sort of a double entente, and I like that.
And I like that too. That's cool. Eric, how about you? Do you have a good one or a bad one or both of your own?
I got a whole file of titles.
Got a whole file of bad titles. No,
these are amazing.
Good titles.
Oh, sorry. Good. I was talking me.
Oh. No, I'm trying to think. One that's right off the sous chef, right? But it's SUES.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? It also has. It should have multiple meanings.
Yes, multiple meanings. That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So I could go down the list. I titles come. That's one of the easy things.
Easy ones, yeah. Margie, how about you? Do you have a favorite or of your own?
I think my favorite is Kissing Dynamite that you helped me come up with.
Boo! That's some inside stuff.
That's nice. That's nice. That's my favorite title I've ever come up with.
I've also got A Pinch of Diamonds about a celebrity chef who gets caught up in a diamond heist.
Nice.
I think that's cute.
Like that.
Really nice.
Like that.
Yeah.
Let's break that one down. That's a great title.
Thank you.
A pinch comes from the cooking arena.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? If it comes, it should say a little bit of what the story is about, with what category, what genre it is, and then there's a twist. A pinch of diamonds. That's a fantastic title. Wow.
Thank you.
And it has all those elements in it.
That's a great title. Wow.
And it hints at a heist, which
Exactly right.
that's the story. Okay, cool.
Right. See? Starting to see it in your head. See, you hear it and you see what's happening. And that's a great title.
Thank you.
Yeah, good, very good. One of my titles, which it just always made me laugh. I never could sell the script. It was called Frankendude.
I love that title. That's a
The
fabulous
teenage
title.
Stein
Yeah.
guy.
I love
Goes
it.
back to college.
I love it.
Dude.
It's
What is
fabulous.
that? Okay, so what is it about?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's probably the best title. It made me laugh.
I like it.
It was about a Frankenstein in college. That's what it was about.
I like it.
Comedy.
There it is. Keep that. Whatever you do, keep that.
Yeah. Oh, it's been out there. I have pitched it to death. It got me reads. So
That's
it
the
was a good
title.
pitch.
That's the title. Pitch to death.
Pitch to death.
Title.
Yeah, coming in my living room every day, right? Guys, do you have any other tips for titles, or we'll move into our game, which goes with our theme here? Anybody?
I just think it's really important because I think sometimes writers try to get too cute.
Yeah.
So they come up with these things that, if I have to say, what is that about? If I have to say that, it means it's unclear. But and don't marry yourself to the title until it's absolute, like, or it's getting reads, or it's getting people interest. Don't be afraid. You might have to change it. I have my NASCAR one. The original name was 3 Wide, right? So, but if you don't know about racing, you don't really know what that means. It's three cars going around the corners. That's basically what it is, right? And it was because it was a love triangle. The story was also about as part of the racing. It was a love triangle, so it was 3 wide, right? No one got that. Like, what is? I don't know what that means. But then when I said trading paint.
Ah, that's good.
Cars hit, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
It's like, but I fought. I kind of fought that one for a while until everyone was like, oh, I could see the movie. I'm like, oh, I guess I should keep that title.
Yeah, well, our instant reactions
Exactly.
told the story, didn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So
One thing.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Sorry, one thing that just came to mind when you're talking about the titles is the importance of making sure your title hasn't already been used, because that's a drag when you think you've fallen upon the perfect one. And just check it out on imdb.com or something, and just make sure it hasn't been used. And if it is, whatever. If it's 1978, I'm sure that's okay. But if it's something current, that's not going to fly.
Yeah,
you might have to change it. Yeah.
And depending on which genre, I check what genre it's in.
Yeah.
Good. I would also say that you should test your log lines, just to go along with Eric. Test it with people that aren't in the industry and just see what they react. If I test my husband, if my husband understands it or likes it, then anybody would like it. Every man. He's not a writer, so find that person, because that's your audience probably.
Yeah.
No insult to my husband. He's great.
No, please. Absolutely. Mike's brilliant. What?
Yes. What?
If Mike likes my stuff, I'm set. Absolutely.
Exactly. You need that person in your life that knows nothing about the business, and if you pitch them your story and they understand it and want to see it, whoa, you're great. Yeah. Other than your mom or someone like that.
Right.
Well, cool. Okay, so our game is about Better Titles Are Us. And I'm going to give you, now this is a list I found online of bad movie titles. And we're going to try to make them better. I can tell you already I can't do anything good with mine, but we're going to try. Eric,
Anne, could I go first because I have to run?
Yes.
I'm so sorry, Eric.
No, go, please, go, please, go on.
No problem. And if anyone out there likes these titles, we're really sorry. It's not my list, but we're going with it. Okay. Heidi, your title is The Salmon Fishing in Yemen.
Here's the thing. I really like that title. And it's an independent film. I think it's intriguing and charming. So I just want to go and say I think it's a lovely title. The only thing I wanted to do is maybe tweak it a little bit to make it less specific so that it's more accessible, and just make it Fishing in the Desert.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
So that's what I like salmon fishing in the Yemen.
Great movie.
Great movie. I like the title. Fishing in the Desert was my submission for something that might be a little bit more accessible, intriguing. But there you go. And I'm going to run. I love you guys. I miss you.
Okay.
I love your audience.
Heidi.
See you soon. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you
Heidi.
all so much.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Heidi.
Bye-bye.
She's so cute. Eric. All right, we're jumping right on to you. And Eric has, what do you have? Oh, Quantum of Solace.
Yeah,
It was a Bond movie.
Yeah, that was horrific type.
I agree. It was terrible.
So I just said Nuclear Dawn.
Nuclear Dawn. I love that.
What he was trying to stop. So I was like Nuclear.
Yeah. Good one. Brilliant. They should call you. Margie, you have Dr. T and the Women.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I had to look that one up.
Richard Gere movie. Yeah.
Oh, was it Richard Gere? I didn't even look to see who was in it, but
I
it was
saw
about a gynecologist who had problems with all these women in his life. So all I could come up with was Watch Out, Doc. I don't know whether it was a comedy or what, but
I think it was, but it wasn't like a full-on. It was just, yeah. He was like, everyone loved him except the women who wanted to love him. So.
Well, his wife was having a nervous breakdown. His daughter was getting married, but she was secretly having a lesbian affair with the maid of honor. He had a meddling sister-in-law or whatever, and his other daughter was a conspiracy theorist, and only one woman in his life was understood him. So.
Well,
yes.
I think maybe we could use part of Eric's title, Nuclear Doctor.
I would just say Hell.
Hail!
Right. Because he's surrounded by all these different kinds of women. So for a guy, Hell. This is Hell.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I never saw the movie. I don't
No. Yeah, it was okay. That was a tough one. So I guess Dr. T and the Women at least told what the story was about. So maybe they did okay.
Yeah.
Nicole, let's see. Yours was The Water Horse, Legend of the Deep. Did you see that one?
I did see it. I don't mind the water horse part. I don't think it's necessary to have the Legend of the Deep part. I don't think
You're right.
It really added anything. I think the water horse in and of itself is intriguing because it makes you think like, well, okay, a water horse, like what would that be? It makes me feel like I would like to know more about it. Is this sort of Loch Ness Monster kind of thing, or like what is, like what would a water horse be? It would just pique my curiosity.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That would be a good. Mine too. I'm doing an edit. I have Star Trek Into Darkness, which got a lot of slams for. I think, I think they were trying to hide the fact that it was the Wrath of Khan story, but but why hide it? It should have been, to me, it should have been Star Trek Wrath, or they needed those, the semicolon there, or Star Trek Darkness. I don't know, Into Darkness. I still don't quite understand what it's not what it was about.
Right.
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 Yeah.
Right. But it's like it was. I think I heard JJ say something. I could be wrong. But I think it was him. It's like The Heart of Darkness. Joseph Conrad, but I know Coppola made it the movie.
Yeah,
but
that was good.
But it was
that was
that
about
kind of
making Apocalypse Now.
Right.
Heart of Darkness documentary.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But this whole of going into the belly of the beast, it was space, right?
Oh.
Going into the darkness and that belly. I know. I'm just saying. This is what I read that. I read the article on this. So I was like, not that it helped. I'm just saying that's what.
Well, the fact of the matter is, it said Star Trek. That's really all you needed.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and a better story. Sorry, that wasn't my favorite, the Star Trek.
Right.
Yeah. Oh well.
Never would have guessed.
Never. Did you see it?
No, but I said I never would have guessed that it wasn't your favorite.
You tell it all.
No.
I really hold back. Well, I hope everybody has that helps you with your titles. Even the professionals, the big boys, can get it wrong from time to time.
Yeah.
But for us, though, the big thing is that it can be a great selling tool. So try to get it right. Work on that. Spend some time on it. Don't just say, it doesn't matter. Right?
Yeah.
It matters.
Does.
Yeah.
Right. I think again, I don't know where my brain is today. I can't remember where all these references came from. But that whole thing about finding jargon in the arena that you're telling the story in, you see a lot of the greatest, margin calls. Obviously, that's about Wall Street. Think the stuff off the bat. I had one where it was about marriage, so it was called Life Sentence. Because things that people say about marriage, right? The life sentence, all the chain, all that kind of stuff. And so every time I would pitch it, and they would go, "Well, okay, so what's the title?" And I was like, "Life Sentence." They're like, "Yeah, okay, yes, I
get it."
And you're like, "Yeah," because it not only is it's already kind of like a shorthand. Like, this is the life sentence, marriage. Okay, it's already in the realm of relationships. Like, I get it. So just really like honing on jargon is really where a lot of great titles come from the arena that you're telling the story in.
Yeah.
And make sure it has it should have a double, or at least double or triple meaning.
I think one of the hardest genres to write for, because I do think you should know what are the best titles you think in your genre. It's also good to know. But horror, it's got to be getting hard. They've really used the thesaurus and gone through everything you could.
That's true.
Maybe we'll ask Nicole Jones-Dion next time she's with us. She's out working right now. That's why she's not here. But we say hi to her. Be back soon. Yeah. Well, cool, guys. I liked your takes on that. Good job for that game. I'm going to move on to a question from the audience. This was an interesting one because they wanted to know how many scripts did you write before you sold your first script? And I would also add in that before you maybe just sold yourself for a writing assignment too, because I didn't sell I haven't ever sold a spec. I've only used my specs to get work. So how many scripts? Eric, how many scripts did you write before you worked on professionally on something?
Maybe 10, 11. About 10, 11.
Yeah. It's hard to remember the early ones, isn't it?
Yeah. I had to literally go out there. I was in New York when I wrote that. I just went.
Yeah.
But probably before like a writing assignment or option. I think it was probably about maybe 8. I think it was 8. Maybe it was 8. Trading papers. I think it was 8. So,
yeah. Margie, how about you?
Yeah, it was 8 or 9 before I got my first assignment. I've never sold a spec. Still hoping to at some stage. But yeah,
it's definitely the ring, right? The ring on the merry-go-round. But writing assignments is how you get work. I actually have somebody ask me that question on. I'm also sometimes on stage 32, and someone did ask me, "What is a writing assignment?" I'm like, oh. But there are other people on stage 32 other than writers. But that's what everybody wants, a writing assignment.
Yeah.
Right.
Nicole, how about you? How many scripts?
I have only written 3 scripts, 2 of which have been terrible, and 1 of which is okay. But I've written and had produced about, probably 70 animated shows. So, I've got a pretty good track record in animation. So I haven't sold any spec scripts, and I'm hoping that this writing assignment that I've got on the works will work. So basically what I've done is similar to you guys. It's like I use them as sort of a demonstration of my writing ability, and that's what sort of garnered the interest, Yeah.
Can I just add something? I know you're going to say yours still, Anne, but short scripts are a great way to get into getting writing assignments.
Right.
It's not just features. So if you can do a good short, they're a great introduction too. In fact, that's how I got my first assignment. before they'd even read my features.
You're right. It's a great way. It's less time. Plus the fact there's contests out there for shorts, so you can also maybe say, well, I've placed in something. So not that the market, not that it's any easier in a contest, but it just gives you more opportunity.
And not only that, there's like in marketing, advertising, there are Fortune 500 companies like BMW. I can't remember which whiskey company, but yeah, large companies.
Oh, you're right. They had a huge contest, didn't they?
Yeah. They're turning like 7 to 10 minute short films with not so much advertising, but proper stories. And it seems like that's a coming thing. So shorts are definitely a good thing to look at as well.
Yeah, and I think also shorts, depending on your experience there, it's something you can do yourself, right?
Yes.
And I'm thinking about, let's say, the movie Whiplash. I don't know if you guys saw Whiplash, but it's one of my absolute favorites. I love that movie.
Definitely.
And so they basically made the short, they took it to Sundance, and it got picked up at Sundance.
Okay.
So it is doable. And what they did, which I thought was fascinating with that particular short, I don't know, did you guys ever see the short?
Yeah,
it was on Facebook for a while and YouTube, and then it got
It's on the Blu-ray. I have the Blu-ray.
Oh, is it? Okay. Anyways, it's absolutely amazing, but it's just one scene from the movie, as opposed to other shorts, which are sort of, it's like telling you what the movie is in 10 yeah, it's like the whole story. This is just one scene. One of the most intense scenes in the movie, but it just grips you and doesn't let you go, and sort of spits you out at the end, and you're just left salivating, wanting more. It was so fantastically done. It was amazing.
Great. It was good. Well, that was like a proof of concept kind of thing they were doing, and it's a different. The actor that played the drummer.
Yeah.
But the one that was in the movie was the one they had wanted. He just wasn't available.
Ah, okay.
So they knew that. So that actor knew that going in. But he was good too.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah.
It was interesting seeing someone else play the part.
I know. I thought the guy in the short was also really good. He was really good. Yeah.
He was excellent. They were both good. So you're like, I could see both those movies.
Yeah. Although the guy who was actually in the movie did 90% of the drumming himself.
I know.
So
yep.
I thought that was pretty cool also.
He did. He was trained by the guy that was the #1 drummer.
Oh, yeah?
That was the guy that trained him.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yes. See, Blu-rays. You have to rent them and listen to them.
You've got the inside scoop.
I know. I love that stuff. It's like, ooh, that's my gossip. Oh, really? So to finish off this question, though, I would say I did 5 bad scripts that I would have never shown anybody, and then I did probably 1 horror film, and what was that horror comedy, Frankendude? I showed that everywhere. I pitched that everywhere, and then I also had a comedy, an animation, a kids' TV animation. And it was humorous, and that's actually what got me work, too.
Oh, great. Okay.
That was because someone wanted me to write a children's adventure, and I had this TV show, and they were fine. They just wanted to see if what my tone would be. So it's good to have a variety of things, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And I did. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Usually, like for me, I think because I love the spoof comedies, the Naked Gun, Top Secret.
Oh, yeah.
And what's that? Police Squad, like those silly, right? So that was the first thing I wrote, because that's kind of like, oh, that's okay, that's what I am. And so I think but the next 2 were like dramas, which this is where I learned, like I do not, drama is not for me, because it was painful. I was like, this should be painful to write.
You gotta write what you love.
Right? Exactly, right. And then the 4th one, I went to see my first NASCAR race, and I got to experience all this kind of stuff, and I kind of wrote that one in like 10 days.
Wow.
Because it was like, I was like, so you're supposed to have some passion about what you want to write. It should just flow out. And I'm like, oh, so like those were like I cut my teeth on those first 4.
Okay.
I learned a lot on those first 4.
Yeah. So the writer that asked this, I mean, there's no wrong answer. Right. You write as much as you need. You get feedback on some of it, and then you'll get at least you only need really one script that you can be proud of to send out, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Some people think they're faster. Well, you should have more, but to start,
Well, you got to start with one, right? Then just before you know, a lot of people want to leap to manager agent sale.
Well, no.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like.
Good clarifying. Yeah, but if you get something done, you want to test yourself. Go, you know, send it to contests, send it to stuff like that.
Feedback before you send it to contests.
Right.
Yeah. Well, for anything, don't let a contest or a producer be the first person to read your script.
No.
Because they will be the last.
Yeah, you might not be able to go back and.
Right.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, I think of how many people read that one script, that Frankendude script. You know, they all passed, but I never felt the door was closed. You know, I'm sure if I went back and read the script now, I'd be like, oh crap, I should have read it. But other people read it. They were not first reads, but it wouldn't hold up to what I write today. Right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It wouldn't, but you know, for the stage that you were in, it was a fantastic script.
Oh yeah, Margie actually read it. Margie read it.
Yeah.
Have you all ever thought about where you are now, the skill level you have now, that you would go back to a script and use all your stuff on that one? Does anyone have a script like that?
I do actually, yeah. In fact, it was probably the third script that I wrote, and a producer actually talked me into writing it. And oh God, I've written so many drafts of that thing, and I put it aside for so many years. I actually had it optioned at one stage, and then I put it aside, and I've just recently pulled it out and I've rewritten it, changed the concept. Somewhat kept the heart of the story, but changed the concept, and I'm getting ready to take it to market. Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's great. I have two of them. One was the first. Y'all check this name out. This should tell you where I was when I wrote this. The title of it is 100% Juice.
Juice?
Okay.
Were you bodybuilding juice, or were you cooking vegetables in a blender?
Well, first, obviously,
bodybuilding.
That's a ridiculous title. That's the first thing.
100%
But what it was is, at the time, I think Juice had came out with like Tupac, and it was a urban movie. It was a drama though, and then obviously 100% Juice was the commercial for Juicy Juice. But the other meaning was having juice was obviously you had confidence, you had swag,
That's true.
100%
Oh,
juice.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what, but that. I laugh at it now because it sounds so ridiculous, but I just thought that was the greatest title.
Oh, that's cute.
Would you go back to it then?
Actually, yeah, because actually has a lot of funny stuff. I still read it and I still like cry when I'm from laughing when I read certain parts. Like, there's still something here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I
Good.
Let's change the title.
Yeah.
Exactly. I know. 100% Juice. I could not.
that's funny. Well, we've come to the end of another episode.
Yay!
Hopefully that everyone's going to just rush right out now and just brainstorm all these great titles, and then that'll help to brainstorm new script ideas.
Yeah.
Yep, good place to start.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I appreciate all your input to this, because I always come out of here going, ooh, yes, I must do that. I must do better. You know, taking notes, people. So as we say goodbye, leave us with, what kind of work you're looking for these days. What are you out there beating the bushes for, Eric?
Definitely adding or elevating spiritual elements in the movies. It's not just fake Facebook, but it's a really I have to tap into that because it's full of I'm in that's all through me, so I have to use that. That comedy punch ups, make stuff funnier, and then action, infusing action, high impact, high octane action into stuff. So those are my 3 areas of rewrite work.
Cool. Good to hear that. And you're very good at that. You are a very spiritual man. That comes through.
I am what I am.
Yeah. It's a good thing.
I am what I am. That's what I mean.
The title.
Yeah.
I am what I am.
I am what I am.
I'm the man handler.
The man handler. Ooh.
Wow,
I think I just dated myself there with the Campbell soup.
Oh, yeah.
The man handler.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that one? Oh, God.
That's a Canadian thing.
No. It was for, like, Campbell's soup. It was, like, this big chunky soup for, like, the hockey players and stuff. It was, like, 6,
Maybe I just didn't pay attention. Margie, how about you? What are you looking for work?
Any thrillers, anything supernatural. Same as Eric, I'm good at relationships, and well, I'm not saying same as Eric, but like Eric's good at punching up things, I'm good at relationships, and anything like that.
Excellent.
Super.
Excellent.
Yeah. Nicole Kiefler, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking for, I guess right now I'm looking for animation work. I'd love to actually break into the live action kid stuff. There are a couple of really good shows, Canadian shows that I'd like to work on. That'd be pretty cool. I'm also doing some voice work, so that's sort of a whole other thing that I'm getting into. Yeah. So I'm going to be looking for some of that. So
I love your voice.
Cool. And then if I get this rewrite work, I'm going to be actually super busy. So.
Very good. Well, we like everyone to be super busy with work, with writing work.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always looking for rewrite work when it comes to contained action thrillers, and I've done most of my work has been writing what somebody else's idea, what they wanted in a contained world. So that's my little niche. So I always like that work. It's fun.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you. I hope everybody out there is out there looking for work and finding it and just improving yourself more and more as a writer. It will happen. Don't give up, right?
Absolutely.
Thanks again, guys, for being here for another episode of Screenwriters Beat. See you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.